Hey friends, I'm out here at our new UGM Motors at 7219 East Sprague on Auto Row in our new showroom. And I have with me Jim, our sales manager, and Aaron, who's in charge of our shop. Now, Jim heads up all of our sales. And Jim, you remember the days when we were out there at the Classy Rack and people didn't know if they were customer cars or cars that we were selling. And what's it like with this new facility here?
Well, the new facility, we're able to handle about 100 cars at any given time in inventory. And the old location, we had room for about 30 cars. And literally, nobody knew the difference between Classy Rack and our car lot. Here, we definitely have a representation of a car dealership. January, we had a record month. We sold 42 cars, donated 2 cars that month. And then in February, we even topped that. We've got 70 cars for sale at any given time.
So you can have 70 cars out here
at any given time to sell, which is more than double what we had at our other location. We've also got space for at least 30 to 40 cars ready to service, getting ready for sale. Our inventory actually, since we've been here, has been as high as 150 cars, which we had no ability to do before.
And now, Aaron is overseeing our shop, and Aaron, the old shop, we could have how many cars at the God's Garage?
We could squeeze 5 in there if we really had to. It was tight and you had a hard time working around them. Normally we kept about 4 cars in the shop that we were working on.
Okay, so we're gonna look at this new shop, and you can have how many?
I can fit 4 cars in each bay, and I have 4 bays. So that's 16 cars in the shop, and then I have a detail bay where we can fit 2 to 3 cars.
Okay, so now, Aaron, one of our goals here is to train people.
Correct.
What are the different skills that you're able to train those that are working with you?
We train them basically on auto maintenance, vehicle inspections, just getting familiar with the vehicles that they're looking at, teach them how to do brakes, how to do oil changes, transmission service, tire changing, stuff that they could take from here and get a job at a Tune Tech or a Jiffy Lube or something like that. And then also in the detail department, we're teaching them on quality of detail, just being able to teach them to be detail oriented. It takes quite a bit to get them to that point where they see the dirt that they missed. And that way they can take that from here and go work somewhere like at Quality Auto Trim or DAA or some of the other auto dealerships in their detail department doing retail work.
Okay, and I know that you had your first gal from Ogden Hall, Heather, that's here, and you're training her in being, what is it, a service writer?
We're teaching Heather, training her on doing service writing and parts ordering, so that she could go from here, hopefully work for another dealership or service department or even a parts store like Shucks or something like that.
Paulie, when I think of the UGM Motors, I think of you because you represent why we exist. It's not just about cars.
Right.
It's about seeing lives impacted and changed. And tell us about what God has done in your life and how it's changed since the beginning.
Well, He's taught me how to live a life without drugs and alcohol. He's taught me how to be responsible, how to be reliable, how to be a good employee, and to be an asset to the Union Gospel Mission Motors.
Now, Paulie, when you say He's taught me those things, tell me your history. How many years were you involved in the drug culture?
I actually started when I was 9 years old, so I had a 37-year heroin and meth addiction, trying to cover up all the shame from my past. So it took me quite a while to get off the drugs, and it was just a bad scene, you know.
And you're going on how many years now that you have been clean and sober? You have a coin that you carry with
I
you.
celebrated 5 years on February 18th of 2010. When I went through the mission program, part of the was to phase out and go into the transitional housing. I lived there for 2.5 years, and God just put in my lap a 2-bedroom house. I mean, it's just unbelievable what He's been doing for me lately. And it's been a blessing to work here. And I'm so happy. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
And Paula, you see the generosity of the people in this community that give and give and give. And over the years, you've probably seen how many cars donated.
Oh my gosh, thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands. Boats, RVs, just unbelievable stuff.
So as those
Thank you,
cars are
donors.
donated, they provide job training, they
Right.
provide resources to support the ministry.
That's
and
correct.
So here as a leadership team and all of us, we just want to say thank you for all that you do for the UGM Motors.